Hello, everyone, and welcome to this intermediate level Yoga Pilates blend class. My name is Tracy Renee Stafford, and I've been teaching yoga and Pilates and other mindful movement for several decades. And I just love the combination that these two forms brings to be able to cultivate our mindfulness, our core strength, flexibility, balance, and just overall body connection from the inside out. And today's intermediate flow is going to be done all lying down. And so we're going to be doing some bridges, so working on the lower body and the hips, and then some abdominal exercises, and finishing off with a really good stretch. And so it's great if you have some previous yoga and Pilates experience, because I'm going to be moving at a little bit faster pace than I would for a beginner level. But I will be giving lots of technical cues. So please do listen to the cues that I'm giving, as well as listening, most importantly, to your own body so that you feel safe and supported all the time. For this particular class, if you can have some sort of a scarf or a towel for stretching the legs later, or maybe if you have a TheraBand or a yoga strap, that'll work well. Anything like that, or a towel that you can wrap around your leg, and just have that handy. Okay, so we're going to start. Come to lying down, and if you can have your legs bent so that your feet are roughly underneath your knees, hug the knees in towards the center line so it feels like there's a wall between the knees, they're pointing straight ahead, and then just let the arms comfortably rest down by your sides. And we'll start off with the breath. So slowly inhaling through the nose, and you can exhale through the nose or the mouth as you like. And as you're slowly breathing in, you can feel the ribs widen out to the sides, imagining the ribs are like an accordion opening. And as you're breathing out, the accordion is closing. Okay, so not breathing shallowly up into the neck and the shoulders, but feeling the breath lower down in the ribs, letting it widen open as you breathe in, and breathing out as it's drawing in. Good, okay. And then we're also going to be focusing on, for the first part, the bridges, the pelvic floor. And so if you can feel the muscles right down at the base of the pelvis, the muscles that are in between the pubic bone and the tailbone, right at the very bottom of the pelvis, and have a feeling that those muscles right at the base of the pelvis and the pelvic floor are like a trampoline. And so that there's some tone in the muscles, they have some elasticity, and there's also some movement, so that when we're engaging those muscles, we're not going to grip or clench them, but we're just going to gently lift them and lower them. And so as you inhale, have a feeling of a trampoline going down. So letting the pelvic floor go down so that it's like you are making room for the breath to come in. And as you exhale, like the trampoline is going up, and it's like that's helping to push your air out. Okay, so inhaling, the trampoline is going down, the pelvic floor is going down, the muscles are relaxing, letting air come in, and then exhaling, the trampoline is drawing up. It's helping to push your air out. This is very gentle, so I don't want you to grip your butt or clench your hips, but keep it really subtle in the inside of your body. Okay, so inhaling, a feeling of relaxing the muscles between your pubic bone and your tailbone. And as you exhale, a feeling of them drawing up like a trampoline, helping to push out your air. And one more time, inhaling, relaxing the pelvis muscles, letting the air come in. And exhaling, lifting them up, so that's helping to push your air out. Then we're going to start off with the pelvis in the neutral position. So you want to have the heels of your hands on your hip bones and your fingertips folded across your pubic bone, and just feel that the pelvis is level. This is neutral. And on your inhale, letting the pelvis slightly tip so that there's a little more space in your lower back, very small. And as you exhale, you're flattening your lower back into the floor by pulling your navel in towards your spine by engaging your stomach muscles, and inhaling, relaxing, and letting the pelvis arch, tipping, very small, and exhaling as it's flattening down. Okay, so also adding the pelvic floor muscles. As you inhale, the pelvic floor muscles are relaxing and going down, like the trampoline going down. And as you exhale, the trampoline is drawing up, the muscles are drawing up, the navel is pulling in towards the spine. And again, inhale, the muscles are relaxing, the pelvis is slightly arcing. And exhaling, those muscles are drawing in and up. You're pressing your back down. So again, not clenching your hips or your bum, not pushing into your feet, keeping it really small, really fluid just in the pelvis. And then exhaling as you're rocking the back down, drawing the muscles in. Okay, so we're going to add on and curl the pelvis up even higher. So inhaling back into a small arch, letting the muscles relax. The trampoline is going down. And then exhaling, drawing the muscles up, pressing the lower back into the floor and peeling the spine off one vertebra at a time, curling up to whatever height feels comfortable, but to a maximum of the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Then we're going to inhale here, feel the ribs wide and open to the sides. And exhale as you peel down, lowering your breastbone first, and then the bottom ribs, curling the spine, laying down one vertebra at a time, like your spine is a string of pearls going down. Inhale, relax the abdominals and the pelvic floor, again, like the trampoline is going down. And then exhaling, drawing up, pressing the back into the floor and curling the spine off. So now, because we're lifting the hips, you are using your hamstrings and your glutes, but trying to keep the focus on the spine and not that the legs dominate. You inhale to hold, and exhale, you're lowering down your chest first, and then your bottom ribs, peeling down one vertebra at a time. Inhale, relaxing, letting the pelvis arch, letting the pelvic floor go down. And exhaling, drawing the pelvic floor in, flattening the back, curling up. And we're just going to come to a spot where you can hold. And so just feeling the height of your bridge. If your hamstrings are tight or weak, they might be cramping here. So if you ever need to just shake your legs out, please do. But also don't come up as high. Keep the bridge lower. Okay, the higher your hips are, the more these muscles are contracting. So like I say, you want to come up to a maximum of your shoulder blades, no higher. You could definitely be lower. I want you to bring your front ribs to a close, so you're not pushing up into your neck. The ribs are in and the navel is in. So if you had a tail on your tailbone, it would be curled between your legs. Okay, and again, you'll feel your hamstrings and your glutes working, but if you could just bring your hands onto your glutes and just feel, I want them to be good tone. So you feel the muscles are firm, but you don't want them to clench. If you can just clench your glutes and feel the difference. Okay, we don't want the clench. We want them to be a little more relaxed and just have a good tone with the tailbone curled and the abdominals in. We're going to inhale to hold. And as you exhale, roll down, lowering the chest, the bottom ribs, the lower back, the tailbone. Inhale, letting it arch. We're going to do one more. And then exhale as you draw in the pelvic floor, drawing the trampoline up, pressing the lower back down and rolling through the spine. Okay, so coming to your height that feels comfortable, low or medium or high. And then just staying here, if you can shift your hips from side to side. So imagining that your pelvis is like a typewriter and you're keeping the hips level as they go side to side, not letting the hips dip. Inhaling one way, exhaling the other way. And the knees will move, that's totally fine. You might even slightly shift on your feet, and that's fine. And then find center and just reorganize your abdominals, drawing in and that feeling of the tailbone curling through your legs. And we're going to try to, on an exhale, press all your weight into your right foot and float the left foot off the floor, keeping the pelvis level. And then inhale to lower and exhale. Press all the weight into your left foot and lifting the right leg off the floor, keeping your pelvis level. Inhale to land and exhale to change. Okay, so this can be challenging. Keep your hips low if you need to. Keep the curl. The lower your hips are, the easier it is to keep the pelvis level. Okay, and so then if you want to challenge yourself, you bring your hips up higher, keeping the curl of the tailbone and keeping the pelvis level as the legs lift. You're going to exhale as you lift the legs. So really feel your ribs squeeze together, pull your navel in. So even though the main work is in the legs, focus on your core. Exhaling, squeezing the ribs in, squeezing the navel in. And we're just going to do one more onto each side. Exhaling, squeezing the ribs, squeezing the navel in, and inhaling down. And exhale. Just make sure you're even through your sides. And once you are, inhale with both feet down, and exhale, curl down through your spine. And just shake your tailbone if you can imagine that you're like a happy puppy and you're just letting your hips shake out. We are going to stretch the back of the legs shortly. Okay, but first we'll do some abdominals. So if you can have your hands laced together underneath your head, elbows visible in the corner of your eyes, with the shoulders down and the chin just slightly tilted in. So it's like you have an apple between your chin and your chest, and you want to hold into it so there's some space, but the back of the neck is staying long. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, peel off the head, neck, and shoulders, trying to come up to the bottom tip of the shoulder blades. Inhale, lower, and we'll repeat. Exhale, and inhaling down. And so keep that space between the chin and the chest so you're not jamming your head in. Your head is staying heavy into your hands. You want to be able to breathe out as you come up, dropping the chest as though you're sighing out your air. So as you exhale, you're relaxing the chest and the shoulders, and you're squeezing your ribs together and drawing your navel in. We'll just do two more. So keeping the head heavy into the hands, squeezing the ribs and drawing the navel in. And this next time you're up, we're going to hold the position up. Okay, so staying up, if you can imprint your lower back into the floor. So doing that slight tilt so the navel presses in, keeping the legs relaxed, because one at a time, we're going to inhale as you float one leg up and exhale as you bring the other leg up to join it. Okay, so this whole exercise, you need to keep your lower back touching the floor. And so if you're not, you can do this with the legs staying more down, and you can lower your head if you need to. Okay, so otherwise we're going to curl up, imprint the lower back into the floor, inhale as one foot lifts, exhale as the other foot lifts, and we'll start off tapping the toes down. Inhaling for one, exhaling for one. Inhaling for one, exhaling for one. So you need to keep the back flat to the floor. Breathing, not letting the belly rise as you breathe in, because we need to keep the core tight. Breathing into the back and the sides of the ribs. Okay, staying like this, or if you can, stretching the legs out, inhaling for one, exhaling for one. Inhaling for one, exhaling for one. Now, the leg doesn't need to straighten out all the way. The further out the leg goes, the heavier it is. So you can go out just part way. Okay, and also the height makes a difference. The lower your legs are, the harder it is to keep your back down. So if you're very strong, you can have your legs low, but if you need to be careful with your back, keep them up a little bit higher. Okay, and then come back down and just hug your knees into your chest. Okay, and so our second set is going to involve twisting. Okay, just let your head turn a little bit from side to side, just so that you're checking it that the neck is staying nice and easy. Okay, so second set, we'll do twisting. You can lace your hands together underneath your head, elbows lifted, shoulders down and chin slightly in. Peel the head, neck, and shoulders up, exhaling strongly. Squeeze the ribs together, navel in towards the spine. And so we'll start off keeping the legs bent, and inhale as you twist one elbow to the knee, and exhale as you change. Inhaling for one, and exhaling for one. Keep the shoulders down and the elbows just in the peripheral vision. So you're not closing the elbows. They're staying quite wide, and it's more like you're aiming your chest towards the opposite knee. Again, keeping the lower back in contact. And then if that's going well, you can progress to extending the leg out. Inhaling for 1 and exhaling for 1. And the same rules apply, is that your leg doesn't need to go out straight. So if it does, and you can feel your back is lifting, or you feel any strain in your back, then keep it smaller. And also the height. The lower the legs are, the heavier they are. So making sure that you're finding a height that, again, you can keep your abdominals pulled in and your back down. I'm just doing 1 more to each side. Inhaling for 1 and exhaling for 1. And then lower your head down and bring your legs into your chest. Okay, and then this last one is going to be just for the low abdominals so that we can give the neck a break. If you can let the head just comfortably turn from side to side. Even though we're trying to keep the neck relaxed, holding it up for that period of time, it does make it work a little bit. Okay, so having the arms down by your sides and the knees into your 90 degrees, so the knees are above the hips, we're going to do a tailbone curl. So as you exhale, you're trying to tuck the knees in and lift the tailbone off the mat and lower. So it's just using your low abdominals. If you can think of rolling a ball from your pubic bone to your belly button, and you can also have that feeling of drawing the pelvic floor muscles in. Now, it's really easy to overwork the upper body and push there. So try to keep the shoulders down and the back of the neck long and not use the arms at all. In fact, something that can help is if you hold onto the sides of your mat and you pull down on the mat, and that can really help you keep the shoulders down and engage more the lats that are underneath the shoulders into the sides of the body. And so a feeling of rolling a ball from your pubic bone to your tailbone, exhaling to lift and inhaling to lower. Really small. Okay, just finish this one that you're on. Can hug your knees into your chest. And then the last thing that we'll do is a twist. And so if you can have your arms wide out to the side, again, knees above your hips, try and keep your knees and your feet together. We're going to inhale as you peel off your hip, but not your shoulder, just going to where you can keep your shoulder on the floor. Exhale, pull your stomach in to pull the legs back. Inhale, peel off your hip, but not your shoulder. So just going to the range that you can maintain the shoulders down. Exhale, pull the navel in, pull the legs back. Inhaling as you twist. Exhale, squeeze the ribs, squeeze the navel in, pull yourself back. Inhale into the back of the ribs. Exhale, squeeze the ribs and navel in and come back. Inhale, try and keep the knees and the feet right together. And just letting the upper body spread out. Inhaling to the side. And exhaling to center. And one more at each. Inhaling to the side. And exhaling to center. And inhaling to side. And exhaling to center. Good. Okay, and then land that down. And this is when we're going to stretch the legs out finally. And so grab your towel or your TheraBand or your yoga strap, whichever you like. And if you can have your right foot wrapped into it, try to have the strap or the band really spread out so that it's covering as much of your foot as you can. Having it around the arch and the ball of the foot is great, and the heel free. Okay, and then if you can have your right leg up straight and your left leg down straight, and just feel your pelvis level, like if you were standing, that both hips would be level. So reach out through your right sitting bone, so you're keeping that side of the waist long. Then have the hands apart, the shoulders roll back and down with the elbows in. And then find a comfortable position where you can stretch the leg, where the leg can be stretched up straight, so you're pulling up through the muscles around your knee. The heel is comfortably reaching to the ceiling, and you're folding in your hip like you're a marionette. Okay, and so then once you find your stretch, you're going to do a small bend of the knee on your inhale, keeping your foot to the ceiling, and then exhale as you press the heel up. This is really small. If you can see, the knee bend is really tiny, and you want to keep your knee in line with the second and the third toe. So if you bend the knee really deeply, the knee will start to twist. That's natural. So just don't bend it that much. Just keeping the knee in line with your second and your third toe, like there's a straight line down your shin, and exhaling out. Okay, the shoulders are back and down, elbow in, inhaling in, exhaling, pressing your heel to the ceiling. Okay, feeling the back of the neck long. If your neck doesn't feel comfortable here, you can always put a pillow or a towel underneath your head. Okay, we're going to finish with the legs stretched, and then we're going to try to roll up. So breathe in to prepare. And now the leg is going to start. It's going to push away. You're pushing it into the strap as you curl your chin in and squeeze your ribs in together. You're breathing out. Pull your navel to your spine. Bring yourself all the way up to sitting tall. You're trying to hold that leg off the floor, and then reverse. So curling your pelvis like you had a tail on your tailbone, and it's curling through your legs. You're pulling your navel in and rolling back down. And we'll do two more. Inhale, stay. Exhale, nod your chin in, look down your nose. Squeeze your ribs in together. So you're lowering your chest, you're pulling your navel to your spine, and you're peeling yourself off. Shoulders staying down. Inhale, sitting up tall, keeping the leg off the ground. And then start by curling the pelvis, curling the tail between your legs, drawing the navel in. The inner thighs are hugged in towards an imaginary wall. You keep your chin in till the very end. One more time, breathing in to prepare. And exhale as you nod your chin in. Drop your chest, squeeze your ribs in together, pull your navel to your spine. Keep your shoulders down. Inhale as you sit up tall, the leg is floating off the floor. And then exhale, curl the pelvis, draw the navel in, curl your tailbone through your legs, and slowly peeling down. Good. Once you're down, you can take the strap down just for a moment. And so holding the leg up straight, or it could be bent, that would be fine. As you exhale, cross the leg across your body, peeling off your hip, but not your shoulder like we did earlier. And inhale to center. And then exhale as you open the leg out to the side, just to where you can keep the left hip on the floor. So not letting the hips twist. Anchoring it down like across your abdominals. There's a seat belt there. Inhale, center. Okay, so exhaling as you cross the leg across, peeling off the hip but not your shoulder. Inhale, return. And then exhaling as you open the leg out to the side, keeping your left hip down. Inhale, center. And two more. Exhale, cross the leg across. Inhale, return. And exhaling, open, left hip rooted, so abdominals are like a seat belt. Inhale, return, and last one. Exhale, cross. Inhale, return. And exhale, open, and return. Good, and then bring that leg down, and we'll just do that to the other side. So if you can grab your strap or your TheraBand or your towel or whatever you're using, just have it around your whole foot except for your heel. Hands are apart. Okay, so as your pelvis is level as though you're standing, you're reaching out through your left sitting bone so that the left side of your waist is long. You want to have your shoulders down your back with your chin in. So again, if you need a towel or a pillow underneath your head so it's more comfortable, you can do that. Okay, find a comfortable position for the stretch so that you already feel some pull, not too much through the back of the leg, like a 7 out of 10 kind of idea. And then from here, you inhale as you bend your knee just slightly, and exhale as you're pressing your heel to the ceiling. Okay, so just bending the knee to where you can keep your kneecap, the center of your kneecap, in line with your second and your third toe. And just checking as well with your foot that if you were standing, your foot would be flat on the floor. So noticing if your ankle wants to roll one way or the other. Okay, inhaling as you bend and exhaling as you stretch. So this exercise is great because you're getting this stretch through your hamstring and your calf, but also you're learning about the tendencies of your ankle and your feet and just gently coaxing them into a straighter alignment. And one more time, inhaling to bend and exhaling to stretch. Okay, so we're going to do the roll up. So breathe in to prepare. And start with the leg lowering slightly. You're going to nod your chin in, you're breathing out, squeeze your ribs in, pull your navel to your spine. The shoulders are down away from the ears. Inhale, sit up tall. That leg is floating off the floor. And then exhale as you curl your pelvis. So your imaginary tail is going through your legs, navel is in towards the spine, and you keep your chin in till the very end. Inhale, stay. Exhale, nod your chin in. Relax your chest, squeeze your ribs in together, pull your belly button to your spine. Inhaling to sit up tall. And exhaling to curl the pelvis, draw the navel to the spine. The shoulders are staying down. And inhale at the bottom, and one more time. Exhaling, nod your chin in. Drop your chest, squeeze your belly button to your spine. Keep the shoulders down, and inhaling to hold. And exhaling as you curl the pelvis, tailbone going through the legs, navel to spine, keeping your chin in. Okay, at the bottom, you can put the band off to the side and then holding the leg up. So we're going to exhale as you cross the leg across your body, peeling off your hip but not your shoulder. And inhale, return. And then exhale as you open the leg out to the side, keeping your right hip on the floor, holding the abdominals like a seat belt. Inhale, return. And exhale, twist the hip off. Keep the shoulder anchored. Inhale, return. And exhaling, opening, keeping your right hip down. And for two more, use your exhale to wring out your spine. Squeeze your ribs in. Pull your navel in. And then inhale, return. And then exhaling to pull your abdominals tight. So using your breath to engage your core. And last one, exhaling, cross the leg across the body. Inhale, return. And breathing out, keeping the hip on the floor as you open the leg out to the side. Inhale, return. Good. And then if you can bend both legs in and just bring the legs up into the air with the feet together and the knees apart. Hold on inside the knees with your shoulders down. And then nod your chin in and curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. From here, just do small rocking forward and back, bringing yourself up to a balanced position on the tailbone. And continuing with this, keeping your shoulders down, not letting your head or your feet land if you can, keeping your chin in so your body is holding a shape like you're a little sculpture. So you're not kicking your legs and you're not moving your neck. Okay, stay with that. If you want to challenge yourself, you hold on the shins on the outside of your knees. And to make it even more difficult, you bring your hands down so they're closer towards the feet. Okay, so two more. Inhale back, exhale up. And this last one, hold up. Okay, find a balance. Hold underneath your knees and try to sit right up tall as best you can. So shoulders are back. Okay, keeping the chest lifted, try to stretch one leg at a time. Okay, working your balance. Okay, if you can, stretching both legs at a time, trying to stay right up on your sitting bones. And then pausing with your legs straight or bent, your choice. You're going to try to stay up as high as you can as you bring the legs, as close together as you can. Reach the arms and the chest up. And then inhale as you land the legs and lift up even higher. Flex your feet and stretch forward over your legs. And just stay here, breathing fully, letting the head relax, letting the shoulders spread out. The abdominals pulled in so you feel a scoop of your belly button up away from your thighs. And on your next breath out, curl yourself up to sitting. And just coming up to sitting in, we'll do a final stretch. And so you can have your legs crossed. Let's have the right foot in front. Okay, and we'll be coming into a deep forward bend to stretch out the glutes, or a more advanced version. This is actually quite a difficult position, so just make sure that it's comfortable on your knees and your hips, is to have the foot on top of the knee and the shins stacked. And in this position, you want to have the ankle over the knee and not the foot, so the foot is not twisted, but that it's really at the ankle. Okay, so this position does require a lot of flexibility in the hips, so cross-legged also works and can be just as satisfying to stretch out your glutes. So breathe in as you sit up tall, and as you breathe out, let yourself come forward and relax. And just breathing here with the head heavy and sending your breath into the glutes. If you can have the image of your sitting bones widening apart, relaxing all the muscles around the tailbone, and letting the muscles around the shoulder blades as well spread out. So the whole back of the body is expanding on the inhale and relaxing on the exhale. And one more breath. And then curl yourself up. And then we'll just switch legs. So either having your left foot in front in the cross-legged position and hinging forward, or stacking your shins with the left foot on top, making sure that the foot is, that you're on the ankle to the knee so that the ankle is not being twisted. And you inhale to sit up tall and exhale to fold forward and stay. Okay, breathing here, letting the sitting bones widen, relaxing all the muscles around your tailbone, and also relaxing the muscles in the pelvic floor. So again, those muscles in between the pubic bone and the tailbone, letting them relax, relaxing through the hips, relaxing through the waist, letting the shoulder blades spread out, the head relax. And as you breathe out, curl yourself back up. Good. And then just finishing by sitting up nice and tall in a comfortable position. Lift the belly and the chest up. Bow your head down with the hands resting onto your thighs, or bringing your hands together like you're closing your ceiling in your practice. And bowing down towards yourself, giving yourself respect and love. And then just sitting back up tall. So I hope that you feel sort of newly alive and newly awakened in your body, and that you felt some new things in your body, that made some discoveries, that you feel stronger and more vibrant from the core, from the inside out. And so thanks very much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Be well.